Hello! It is that time of the year again, year in review, where I talk about all the things that has happened this year and last year. No, only this year. Only this year. As usual, every time at the end of the year on the 31st December, maybe not specifically on 31st December, but coincidentally, every year on 31st December, I make a year in review where, like I said, I talk about all these everything that has happened this year, things that has happened in my life, things that happened on this channel, to be more precise. So that's what we're going to look at with every year in review uh, editions. That's what we're looking with this. So honestly, this year has been quite the year. There has been a lot of events that happened this year outside of my circle, outside of this channel and whatnot. Okay. Obviously, this year we had I think almost 15 videos out this year, including this one. So I do keep track of the amount of videos that I uploaded this year. So it's been an improvement from last year's upload count. Last year's upload count was only 2 videos last year. I think three videos only. Because the first half of the year I had my internship, so not that I had no time to make videos, but I definitely had time. But I think after internship, I come back from the workplace, I just sit down and just like I'm tired to do anything, and I just time passed pretty quickly. I'm just like I didn't make any videos, but it was also that year was also 2021 was the year that I created my Discord server, which by the way, do join, by the way, if you haven't joined. Uh, Not a lot of people have joined this server yet, but that's fine. Uh, but Last year was last year, but this year, at least more videos came out. I made more videos because more motivation, I suppose. Despite, however, this year being supposedly more busy year because this year I have entered Polytechnic, which is pretty much college life, which is the actual college life now. So although my college life already started like since 2020, but that doesn't really feel like college life yet. But now college life really begins when there's a lot more work now to be doing. So that's why I think likely next year I may not be I may not sustain the amount of videos. I may not be able to keep on with like 10 videos or a lot of videos even. But I try my best, okay? I try my best to keep up with videos next year. So, nonetheless, let's just try to talk about some. Moving away from that for a little bit, maybe I'll talk about some recent events that has happened uh, within this year that I find quite interesting. I wanted to do a highlights video for some of the things that's been happening around the world, give my take on it, but I figured I'd wait to this moment to kind of make my judgment about it, make my stand about it. So I think it makes more sense in that way. I'll talk about some recent events. I think this year, like I said, has been quite the year, especially with since the beginning of this year, there has been the whole war. I think you've probably heard of the Russian-Ukraine war happening. That has caused a lot of the impact from that is inflation. So you probably been going around buying your groceries, food, necessities or whatnot. Necessities in general, and you're probably seeing like, oh, the prices have increased by a few cents. Maybe just a few cents, but it is still inflation after all. You know, you also have yeah, I mean, pretty much your necessities. Okay, every single item is going up in price. Okay, maybe not all, but most of the items. So So that's one thing that happened this year. Another is the another is the there's a lot of things that happen really, but uh, there have been I think towards the end of this year it has been there's a bit more events. I think the one most significant was the death of Queen Elizabeth. I think that was something that really was quite impactful. I also felt quite at that time was quite sad about it, but eventually, we must all move on. We kind of know we knew at the time, uh, or we knew one day she would have to go. So uh, unfortunately, or rather, that's a part and parcel of life, and uh, the death of Queen Elizabeth kind of, I suppose, shows that. But I mean, of course, her life was quite significant. 70 years on the throne. Another significant thing was, not significant, but another big thing that happened this year was, I can only think of, very. I must admit, I've been keeping track of a lot of political stuff. It's a bit unnecessary, but but I've been keeping track of some political movements, such as in Britain and Malaysia. I think it's quite significant. This year has been quite a year for for Britain as well as Malaysia. In fact, these two countries actually share a bit of similarity because yes, of course, political instability, within these two countries this year. But with the whole change in government, change in government, and recent elections in Malaysia, things have been looking towards the better, at least, because now with a new leader at the in the government, at least there's more there's hope for change. At least in Malaysia. Not sure about Britain, but but I think nonetheless, we can all, even if they, even if it's not that well or it's good or whatever, regardless, we just hope that things can be better, even with or without a new leader, whatever. Just at this point, the people are just hoping things should get better. Hopefully, we hope that things get better. But that's pretty much for recent events. I can only think of political ones, unfortunately. I Oh, I know. Obviously, one that happened. That in fact I've talked about in a video as well, which is the new Thomson East Coast Line opening as well. Also, something that happened this year. Yeah. But I think what, I'll talk. I'll talk about my polytechnic life. I think you're probably wondering how I've been doing in polytechnic. I've actually refrained from talking about personal stuff, private life stuff, for the entirety of this year because I didn't really want to bog you down with like updates here, updates there, tell you, oh, every month update you on what's been the latest going on. I am feeling sad. I am feeling happy. I don't think you really need to continuously know that. You don't need to have like I do not necessarily need to provide a health update, I suppose. But to sum up this year on Polytechnic life, my first year so far has been quite the tumble. I must admit, okay, I didn't really do so well for the first semester because despite uh, being able, I did prepare myself for the year ahead. I still did not have the full preparation needed to then deal with it. I actually enrolled into two polytechnics. I mean, not at the same time, but I enrolled into one, first one, and then I enrolled into the second one after my appeal for the second one actually managed to go through, and I got it. So there you go. So I pretty much just I pretty much withdrawn from I withdrew from the first one, so I enrolled into the second one. But the second one obviously had a deadline of like a very few hours, so I had to make a decisive action, and was like, should I enroll or should I not enroll? But I took a decisive action. I said yes, I am going to enroll. I am going into it because it is a course which, although it's still not really my very favorite choice, but at least it's a step closer to what I'd like to go for. But it's still a far stretch. But I guess it still kind of works out anyway, and I'll try my best. So that's how it has been so far. First semester and second semester, I think as a comparison, I'm actually doing better in second semester, obviously, because now I'm better prepared. But obviously, still not doing very, not doing too well. But at least not as a tumble downfall as like the first semester. At least the second semester, there's a rather is significantly more hope than this first semester. So at least that's something that to keep in mind, and at least that's a good motivation moving forward. So yeah. So I think to wrap this up, I wanted to kind of just talk about in general how this year felt so far. Yeah, it's been great actually. Usually, I don't know if I mentioned this before. I think I mentioned it before that usually even numbered years are the years that I feel very excited, feel very happy, feel very yeah. I just feel generally more high spirited, for the even numbered years. Whereas when it comes to odd numbered years, I don't feel so well. I don't feel so good. I tend to take a I don't I tend to not feel so good, and I just don't do so well and whatnot. And yeah, generally, the tone doesn't feel so well. So yeah, but nonetheless, maybe next year will be a new change. Maybe not all the odd numbered years would be like that. I suppose there would be some change. There would be potentially some sort of hope for 2023 moving forward. I mean, yeah, essentially my plan as well. Yeah, I also want to talk about my plans for this channel for the year ahead. I have mentioned a lot of times now that I want to upload whenever I want to upload at this point. But I do want to I do want to kind of sustain like a bit of activity on this channel. So I'll try to upload at least once every month moving forward from now on. Once every month, a video on this channel. So there will be at least 12 videos a year. So I think that should be good enough. I think that should be good enough. At least one video a year. One video per month. One video every month. 12 videos a year. Okay, so at least 12 videos a year. But for holiday months like March, June, September, and December, usually these months I try to make a few more videos, maybe up to 2 to 3 videos for that month, because I have more time to make videos. So I'll take my I will take some more time to produce more videos. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing, and I think it'll be a pretty fun time. So yeah, looking forward to do that. So with that, 2022 comes to an end, and I mean, there's not much to say about this year, but I think nonetheless, Polytechnic life, okay. Recent events, but this year has been feeling quite well for me. So yeah, I guess it all comes with a good ending. So thank you very much for watching anyway, and let's hope 2023 would be a good year for me and for all of us for the year ahead. So yeah, thanks for watching.